The automatic sliding doors at the Costco in Riverside Heights had barely started to open when I heard the shriek that would define my entire Saturday morning. A woman in a rhinestone-encrusted polo shirt and designer sunglasses perched atop her bleached blonde hair was physically blocking the entrance with her shopping cart, arms spread wide like she was guarding the gates of heaven itself. Behind her, a confused elderly couple clutched their membership cards while she pointed at them with perfectly manicured nails painted in what I can only describe as aggressive coral. My name is Jonathan Garrison, and I'm a 34-year-old project manager who just wanted to buy some bulk batteries and maybe grab one of those famous $1.50 hot dogs before heading to my nephew's birthday party. What I got instead was a front row seat to the most ridiculous display of entitlement I'd ever witnessed at a warehouse store, and trust me, I've seen some things during Black Friday sales. The woman causing all this chaos was Patricia Vanderbrook, though I didn't know her name yet. She would make sure everyone within a 3-mile radius knew it soon enough. Patricia, as she would loudly inform us multiple times, had been an executive member since 2009 and believed this black card status gave her powers that would make a Fortune 500 CEO jealous. She stood there in her tennis skirt and $200 athletic shoes that had clearly never seen actual exercise, wielding her membership card like it was a government-issued badge. I watched from my car as Patricia interrogated every person trying to enter the store, demanding to see their membership cards before they could pass her makeshift checkpoint. Most people just looked confused and walked around her, but Patricia was persistent. She followed them with her cart, ramming it into their heels while shouting about proper Costco hierarchy and respect for executive privileges. The elderly couple finally gave up and headed back to their car, probably deciding their bulk toilet paper could wait for another day. That's when I made my fatal mistake. I got out of my car and started walking toward the entrance, membership card already in hand, hoping to slip past while Patricia was distracted by harassing a young mother with 2 toddlers about whether her membership was current. But Patricia had the peripheral vision of a hawk when it came to potential non-executive members. She whipped around so fast her designer sunglasses flew off her head and clattered on the concrete. She pointed at me with the accusatory finger of someone who'd spent years perfecting the art of public confrontation and announced in a voice that could shatter glass that I didn't look like executive material. Her exact words were that she could smell the Gold Star membership on me from 50 feet away. She said it like Gold Star members were somehow contaminated with the inferior shopping disease that might infect the precious executive-only air she was apparently breathing. I tried to explain that I was indeed an executive member, had been for 3 years, and just wanted to get my shopping done, but Patricia wasn't having it. She demanded proof, and when I showed her my card, she squinted at it like she was examining a suspicious $20 bill. She actually pulled out her phone and tried to scan the barcode with some app, claiming she had special software that could detect fake executive memberships. When her phone just opened the calculator app instead, she declared my card was clearly counterfeit because real executive cards would have triggered her verification system. The situation escalated when Patricia pulled out what appeared to be a homemade laminated sign that read executive members only beyond this point in Comic Sans font. She'd apparently had this thing made at a print shop and carried it with her for occasions just like this. She slapped it onto the glass doors with such force that the automatic sensors got confused and the doors started opening and closing repeatedly, creating a bizarre strobe effect that made the whole scene even more surreal. When I tried to step around her and her shopping cart barricade, Patricia completely lost it. She grabbed her phone again and dramatically dialed 911, telling the dispatcher that there was an aggressive non-member attempting to breach secure Costco property. She used words like hostile infiltration and membership fraud while describing me standing there in my cargo shorts and suburban dad sneakers, still holding my reusable shopping bags and looking utterly bewildered. The young mother with the toddlers had given up and left, but not before recording the entire interaction on her phone. Several other shoppers had also stopped to watch the spectacle, creating a small crowd of onlookers who were either amused or horrified by Patricia's behavior. One man in a veteran's cap actually started slow clapping when Patricia declared herself the guardian of executive shopping integrity, though I'm pretty sure he was being sarcastic. Patricia then announced to everyone present that Costco was meant to be a 2-tier society and that mixing membership levels would lead to chaos in the aisles. She claimed that executive members had earned the right to shop without having to navigate around Gold Star members who didn't understand proper bulk buying etiquette. She actually used the phrase membership mixing like it was some kind of social crisis that needed immediate intervention. 10 minutes later, 2 police officers arrived, clearly expecting something more serious than a membership meltdown at a warehouse store. Officer Lindsay and Officer Harrison looked at the scene before them with the weary expressions of cops who'd seen it all but were still somehow surprised by human stupidity. Patricia immediately rushed over to them, waving her executive card and her homemade sign while demanding they arrest me for criminal trespassing and membership impersonation, which she insisted was a federal offense. Officer Lindsay asked Patricia to calm down and explain the situation rationally. This was apparently the wrong thing to say because Patricia launched into a 15-minute tirade about the degradation of shopping standards in America and how people like me were ruining the exclusive Costco experience for legitimate executive members. She actually compared the situation to someone sneaking into first class on an airplane, except we were talking about a warehouse where you buy mayonnaise by the gallon. When Officer Harrison asked to see my membership card, I handed it over immediately. He looked at it, scanned it with his eyes, not a special app, and confirmed it was a valid executive membership. He handed it back to me with a slight smile and told Patricia that I had every right to enter the store. This reasonable response sent Patricia into overdrive. She accused the officers of being corrupted by big retail and demanded to speak to their supervisors, the Costco corporate office, and possibly the mayor. Patricia then made her biggest mistake. In her rage, she grabbed her shopping cart and deliberately rammed it into my shins, causing me to stumble backward and drop my reusable bags. The officers immediately stepped in, with Officer Lindsay placing herself between Patricia and me while Officer Harrison calmly but firmly told Patricia she had just committed assault. Patricia tried to claim it was self-defense against membership fraud, which even she seemed to realize sounded insane the moment the words left her mouth. The officers gave Patricia two options. She could leave immediately and receive a trespass warning, or they could arrest her for assault and disorderly conduct. Patricia chose option 3, which was to double down and insist she had citizen's arrest powers as an executive member. She actually tried to place me under citizen's arrest for what she called membership misrepresentation and shopping under false pretenses. Officer Harrison had to turn away to hide his laughter while Officer Lindsay maintained her professional composure and explained that Costco membership levels didn't grant anyone law enforcement authority. When Patricia refused to leave and tried to chain her shopping cart to the entrance doors with a bike lock she apparently kept in her purse for emergencies, the officers had seen enough. They informed her she was under arrest for assault, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespassing, since Costco management had now come out and explicitly asked her to leave. Patricia screamed about discrimination against executive members as they placed her in handcuffs, still clutching her laminated sign like it was a lifeline. The crowd that had gathered erupted in applause as the officers escorted Patricia to their patrol car. She was still ranting about membership apartheid and threatening to sue everyone from Costco corporate to the individual employees to me personally for emotional distress. The Costco manager, a patient man named Ted, shook his head and told me Patricia had been causing problems for months, interrogating other shoppers and trying to enforce her own rules about who could use which checkout lanes. As the police car pulled away with Patricia in the back seat, still visibly yelling though we couldn't hear her anymore, I finally entered the Costco to do my shopping. The irony of the whole situation hit me as I walked through those automatic doors. After all that chaos, all that drama about membership levels and exclusive shopping rights, I realized I'd left my wallet in my car during the confrontation. I had my membership card, which I'd been holding the entire time, but no way to actually buy anything. I walked back out empty-handed, past the spot where Patricia had made her stand, past the bewildered shoppers still discussing what they'd witnessed. The elderly couple had returned and were finally entering the store, looking relieved that the coast was clear. The young mother with the toddlers was probably already home, her video of the incident likely going viral on social media. And Patricia was on her way to the police station, about to learn that her executive membership didn't include immunity from prosecution. 3 weeks later, I saw in the local news that Patricia Vanderbrook had been convicted of assault and disorderly conduct. She was sentenced to 40 hours of community service, 6 months probation, and ordered to pay a $500 fine plus my medical expenses for the bruises on my shins. The real kicker, though, was that Costco corporate had permanently revoked her membership, executive or otherwise, and banned her from all locations nationwide. Patricia Vanderbrook, guardian of executive shopping integrity, would never set foot in a Costco again.